Hey everyone, Drew here for Drew.Underground Gaming, back on YouTube. Where the fuck are my notes? Here they are. Back. Yes, I know I'm live. Shut up, phone. Anyway, every goddamn time. Welcome to the Underground Gaming Podcast here on YouTube, episode number 10. Joining me this fine evening, this fine Sunday night, while the Cowboys are getting their stars handed to them by the 49ers at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, 16-9 in the 11 minutes in the fourth quarter here. Joining me tonight, as you just heard him laughing, my younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, bro. Shut up. The other thing unmuted, which is not good since we're live, but as it is. Joining Desert Nord and I tonight, also Joshy064 is awake tonight. Hey, Joshy.
Yep, hello. What's up?
How have you been, brother?
And all right. I'll do it right now.
The way you said "all right" didn't sound very convincing.
And I'm all right today. A little tired, but I'm all right.
Yeah, so with that in mind, we got some stuff to talk about. We got a date for the Xbox Bethesda thing, which we'll talk about. But the main story and main topic, as you guys see by the thumbnail and the title, this is my personal list that I put together, and you guys can let me know what you would have at each position. But this is the top 10 anticipated games as researched and chosen by me, Drew, here in the Underground. So without any further ado, we'll get to the Xbox Bethesda thing at the end of the stream and any other gaming topics that we may want to discuss here tonight. But on that note, are you guys ready for the list here?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, so at number 10, oh, and by the way, in researching this, there wasn't a lot of shit with either a release window for this year or confirmed release dates for this year at this point. In fact, the latest thing on the list is like slated for July, maybe, I think. So after July, there's like nothing that's confirmed at this point. And a lot of things on here aren't even confirmed to come out at this point yet either. In the case of some of these things. But with that said, at number 10, I have Dead Space for the Xbox Series X. Only because I had nothing else to fucking put at number 10 at this point. Joshy?
Yeah, Dead Space. Good game.
Yep.
Highly recommend it. It looks good from what I've seen. I've really looked too much into it though. I don't want to be spoiler or buy anything though, so I'm like, all right. I just bought it yesterday. We were it yesterday.
We'll see if it goes into Game Pass at any point for the next gen version. But on that note, bro, anything you want to add about Dead Space for the next gen systems?
Well, I know that it's basically one of the best games in its genre.
Yes.
And very much loved by lots and lots of gamers. Huge.
Yeah, I played some of the 360 port of it at the time.
Yep.
When that was in Games with Gold at the time. Like 3-4 years ago, maybe, give or take. But yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's also an EA Play, and EA plays in Game Pass Ultimate as well, so you can just download and play that version of it for free at that point once you subscribe to Game Pass. But on that note, at number 9, I have a game that hasn't gotten a full release yet outside of Steam. And this is coming to Xbox. Where the fuck are my notes on? Yeah, here are my notes on the specific games here from my research. So let's see. The release date for Dead Space. Did I write that shit down? Yeah, I did. January 27th. So it's the 22nd now. So that's like 5 days from now for Dead Space. But at number 9, Everspace 2 for the Xbox consoles. So Everspace is, let's see, Everspace 2, I don't have a release date for it here, but it's slated for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So, which means that it's supposed to be playable on the Series X then. Otherwise, if it's only playable on the Xbox One, that's going to be a problem because my Xbox One does not fucking work anymore. So, which is why I'm glad I have my Series S and my Series X now because, you know. But, Nord, your thoughts on Everspace 2?
Yeah, that one looks like it could be good. I mean, I don't know a lot about it.
I
But,
I remember playing
yeah.
the early access of it on Steam at the time when that first dropped, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Mhm.
I think it was like 2019 when that came out on Steam in the form of early access. Whoa, what was that, Josh?
I just got down on Call of Duty.
Oh,
I don't even know where I got shot from.
your thoughts on Everspace 2 then, Joshy, since you want to talk?
I don't never heard of it.
I have the first one on my PS4, so take that for what it's worth, folks. Although that reminds me, my PS4 does still work, so if it's only for last gen systems, then I'll have to play it on my PS4 then at that point. It ain't a big deal. But I was highly interested in it when I saw that it was coming for Steam. I did play it and I thoroughly enjoyed what I did play the early access version of Steam. The full version for consoles is going to be highly interesting to me. Assuming that it is like the lower price type of game, which Everspace 1 was like $20-$30 game when that came out. So, but on that note, at number 8, this particular game is coming March 3rd. It's Wulong Fallen Dynasty, which is also on Xbox Game Pass, which Joshy pointed this game out to me at the time, if you remember, Josh.
Which game?
Wulong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's at number 8. Your thoughts on it?
It looks good. Like I've seen a trailer for it, and it actually looks pretty good. Can't wait for it.
Nord?
Yeah, it sort of seems to be like in the same vein as what was that one? Journey to something. I remember you were playing it. It was sort of like a samurai story. I remember that one.
Trek to Yumi or Yumai.
Oh yeah, like that one.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of that one a lot. So.
Well, we'll see what happens. After that, at number 7, this next game has no confirmed release window or anything as of January 18th when I did my research. So this was like 2 or 3 to 4 days ago. But at number 8 is Assassin's Creed Mirage. Nord?
Yeah, I had heard that they were going to try and once again make Assassin's Creed into an MMO.
We'll see what happens.
It's going to be tough because they've already burned out so much with Assassin's Creed. I mean, they did better in recent titles, I guess, or well, at least we'll just say that Valhalla wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So maybe that as far as that goes, but I don't know if they still have anything left in the tank on that old series at this point. What's left to even do, honestly?
Go back to a more functional combat system like the older ones. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I mean they could do that. I mean they could
Because
make
that
an
would be
MMO out of
helpful.
it. It's just that they better get it right because if they don't, the series is completely dead.
Yeah. Joshy, anything you want to add about Assassin's Creed Mirage or the Assassin's Creed franchise?
I think they probably need to do like a whole modern reboot of it.
Well, depends on your definition of modern reboot, because usually modern reboots usually involve slapping the fan base in the face, going, "You're a bigot. We don't want your fucking money," and then no one buys the game, and they go, "Well, why aren't you buying it anyway?"
Yeah, that was one of the Assassin's Creed biggest flaws was being a disjointed, like half and half story, when it really should have just been screw the Miles story,
Mm-hmm.
leave that completely out of it, and just make it all about, you know, Altair and go from there. Like the only thing we really care about is the historical parts of it. We don't
Yeah.
care about the modern story.
We
The modern
care.
story with Abstergo doesn't matter
We
to
care.
any of us.
We care about the assassin storyline and the
Yeah.
and the and the world that it takes, or the setting that it takes place in. In fact.
No, I know the thing about it is that it was supposed to relate to real history, relate to real people, relate to real figures,
Yeah.
real events,
Mm-hmm.
with a fiction sort of, interwoven into it,
Yeah.
which is cool. That was actually one of the original draws of it. But they went completely apeshit crazy with woke bullshit. Um, and that dragged it down thoroughly. They also broke the game in the case of Syndicate, a few others.
Yeah.
It just had just shit game design.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, they also broke the weapon system in the fighting, to where the original and this couple of sequels were okay,
Yeah.
and then they started getting shitty in that regard.
Yeah. Now it's fine to have an
But
open
as
world.
far as an MMO goes,
Yeah.
I don't know if they can do it. Maybe they can, maybe they can't.
Well,
Completely don't know.
a game becoming an MMO isn't a death nail. It's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a number of hyper successful MMOs. World of Warcraft. Now, I'm not saying that these next ones are hyper successful akin to World of Warcraft, but they're kind of skins of it with like other franchises. Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO, Final Fantasy 14 or Final Fantasy Online, if you will. What's that?
None.
Okay.
Yeah, and then obviously Elder Scrolls Online comes to mind, of course.
And that too as well. But that should go without saying, because we talk about that often enough whenever I ask you, so what have you been playing? Why am I even asking?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But on that note, Assassin's Creed Mirage is at number 7, above Everspace, Dead Space, and Wulong, respectively, just because of my history of playing Assassin's Creed games.
It is one of the most intriguing things that they say is coming.
Yeah, and it's worth looking into. But at number 6, I almost forgot. The platforms for Assassin's Creed Mirage that have been announced at this point. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, and PC. So everything except for the Switch, which is what we were expecting. However, at number 6, I have no information on other than it's going to be launching day and date to Game Pass like the previous year's games. At number 6 is MLB The Show 23. Nord?
Yep. Well, I mean, it's been a good game series, really, especially the last couple of years. So I don't see why it should be bad.
Although I feel like they were, it was more feature complete before it went to Xbox, but that's just my personal opinion. Because when it went to Xbox, carrying over your career from game to game was removed from it. I'm just saying. So it was slightly better, but only just being on PlayStation. Does that mean that it's a bad sports game on Xbox or on the Switch? No. In fact, it's the best sports game out there in spite of those changes. But as it is, I'm still highly looking forward to MLB The Show 23. I will obviously play it from Game Pass Ultimate when it comes out, depending on what I have going on when it comes out. It usually comes out like somewhere in March. And that's going to be when I'm largely going to be scrambling around packing all my shit to leave by the end of April at that point, hopefully. But on that note, Joshy, anything you want to add about MLB The Show 23 at number 6?
Hopefully, it's supposed to come to Xbox, right?
Yeah. Since the show 21, it's been on Xbox. So that's why I said from the top, I'm 99% sure that 23 will be in Game Pass, i.e., on Xbox. Because 21 was in Game Pass Ultimate, 22 is still, and the previous show usually leaves Game Pass as the next year's game releases. So obviously it'll be on PlayStation. Obviously it'll be on Xbox. It's just a matter of what generations. Will it be on both, or will it just be a next gen game now? We'll just have to wait and see at that point. Because at some point, it will have to make the jump to just next gen at some point. Akin to the reason why you're not seeing any Sony games here is because a majority of Sony exclusive games are only coming to PS5 this year. And I don't have one, so that's why you're not seeing any PlayStation games in my top 10 this year. So it is what it is. But on that note, the internet will say I'm a bad person for this one, for this next game. I think you guys know what I'm about to say, don't you? At number 5.
Starfield?
Huh?
Starfield?
No. Nord, do you want to break the news to him?
You can. That's fine. Just
At number 5 is Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh.
Yeah. So my notes on Hogwarts Legacy is as follows. On February 10th, it drops for PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. The last gen version will drop, i.e. PS4 and Xbox One, on April 14th, and the Switch version will drop on July 25th. That's the game that I was talking about that drops in July. It's Hogwarts Legacy for the Switch. So, yeah, Harry Potter. Supposed open world RPG Harry Potter game. What's not to like about that concept, folks? Josh?
Think I'll probably, I don't know, I'll probably wait for the but I don't know.
Well, the fact that the internet is in an uproar, i.e. the minority woke pieces of shit on the internet over it, saying that if you're buying it, you're a bad fucking person. Well, guess what people are doing? Pre-ordering the fucking thing.
Yeah, there's a massive Streisand effect going on with this game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now, I know I'm not going to be able to afford to do it, but if I see it in Game Pass at any point, you can bet your ass I'm going to download and play and stream it at that point, depending on where I am and what I'm doing at that point, because like I said, in the next couple months here, so. But as it is, it's at number 5, so it made my top 5 of anticipated games this year. The reason it's at number 5 is because there are 4 things that take higher priority over it, at least for me personally. Nord, anything you want to add about Hogwarts Legacy that hasn't already been said by the internet or us yet?
Yeah, no, I mean I expect it to be a nostalgic sort of thing for people that are fans of Harry Potter. And I don't know how they're exactly they're going to go about making this game. Whether it's going to be open world or whether it's going to be like, you know, a Rockstar title for that series.
We'll see, because
It
we
could be
have
one of
not
those
seen
ones
any
where-
gameplay of it yet, so we
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
We
know.
don't know what it's like. I mean, it could be like a really, really intensely deep game where you have to level up and get better, or you have to, you know, go through a storyline. We don't know how it's going to play out.
well,
It
we
might
need
be-
to see something soon, because Hogwarts Legacy for the Series X and PS5 drops. Let's see. At the time of this going or being streamed live on YouTube, it's about 8:23 p.m. on January 22nd. This thing comes out February 10th, so about 2
Yeah,
weeks.
this is the most I've ever heard about a game that nothing has been actually shown about.
Yeah, we're like a couple weeks away from launch.
And almost everything that's been said about the game is either A, untrue, or B, irrelevant, or C, just like reactive.
Yeah.
You know, like every one of those people hates it, so therefore I'm going to try it. Is basically the way the internet is right now.
Yeah,
And of the other end of it is just like hating it for no reason. They don't know what the game is about. They don't care, but they hate it because it's involving J.K. Rowling, of course.
mm-hmm.
And so they're just like, fuck her, basically.
Yeah.
You know, they want Harry Potter to de-exist suddenly. 'Cause they've
But
gone
on
completely
that
insane.
note, we're going to be bad people and play Hogwarts Legacy at some point then. But on that note,
Yeah, and it's just it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out, but I don't think it'll be a bad game. I think they know what they're doing at this point.
yeah.
We'll see if it's really like let's see how much of a crowd stays around after it releases, because everybody's jumping on it, but let's see how many people stick around when it turns out that the game is a certain way.
But in talking about Hogwarts Legacy, I do have to shout out someone who recently decided to retire from the gaming industry, Frosk.
Mhm.
Who famously said that Xbox is fucked because of, and to remind you, she said Hogwarts Legacy on PlayStation at the time as if it was an exclusive. It ain't.
Yeah, no, she's never known her ass from her elbow in terms of gaming. She's never been a gamer. She even admitted her reviews are written by
Although
somebody
I'm
else.
pretty sure she assumed that her ass and elbow were PlayStation exclusives as well. Anyway.
And so her leaving the gaming industry, it's like, oh, I don't know. To be like, I don't even have a comparison. Imagine somebody who has really contributed absolutely fucking nothing to the industry they've been a part of and has done nothing but wreck shit and shit everywhere and call everybody fucking names.
My
and then
simple
walks out like they're a great loss to the industry.
my simple reaction when that
part of the industry.
My simple reaction when that news broke that Frost was announcing that she was leaving the game journalism industry, my simple reaction simply was, "Is that what you were doing?"
Yeah,
because game
She was
journalism
definitely
to
in it,
me
but she was
suggests knowing what the fuck you're talking about.
she was in the gaming industry, but she was never of the gaming industry. Okay, she was always of something else. She was
And
always trying to bring something else to the industry that didn't belong in the industry.
and as it turned out, right around the same time, Adam Sessler also admitted that he wasn't really a gamer either.
No, yeah, as it turns out, he's just an asshole too.
Yeah.
An asshole just hanging out in the gaming industry. He doesn't even like gamers at all. Like, he fucking hates them. So, you know, he doesn't like the people around him. He doesn't like the games. He doesn't like gaming. He doesn't like gamers. What the fuck? I mean, he's just a piece of trash at this point. You see, go fucking, you know, grow fucking turnips, asshole. Get the fuck out of our faces.
But on that note, speaking of assholes, or what Twitter would call an asshole, Joshy, what do you think?
Hogwarts, all up for it.
Well, we were talking about Frost and whoever.
Oh, Frost.
Yeah, we were talking about Frost and Sessler.
Hey, Killzone. Thanks for popping into the chat. I appreciate you, Killzone. can't stay for long. Sounds good. I'm just glad that you're here, and thank you for popping in and staying for as long as you can. Any time you devote to checking anything out is much appreciated. And the same thing goes for all of you, for those of you that are watching this after the fact too. But yeah, as you were about to say, Josh, about Frosk.
Don't like the girl.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, Rusk leaving the industry is a good fucking start. Now Cesar needs to go too.
Well,
and a whole bunch of other
he
people.
basically already said that he was too, but still.
Yeah, well, good. Good riddance to both of them. If they're really done in gaming, good. Bye.
More room for us, Joshy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
More, open space for somebody worth a shit.
Well, like you, Desert Nord. Anyway.
I'm just saying, like, anyone is better than those two fucking assholes. Like, anyone.
Anyone?
A random person.
So, can you imagine George Lucas reviewing video games?
I'm just saying, like, if you could build a worse pair of people, I don't think you could build a worse pair of people to pretend to be game journalists.
Because
they don't give a shit about gamers. They don't give a shit about gaming. They don't even like anybody. They hate everybody. They're here to change the world by calling it garbage. It's like, I get you guys like to be critics of everybody you disagree with politically, but that has nothing to do with gaming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
being a critic politically is fine. Go fucking do that. There's tons of news networks and journalist places and op-eds you could write and things you could bitch about politically. You don't do it in the gaming industry. If you're gonna do it in the gaming industry, you're not giving us anything. You're not contributing anything. You're just shitting all over everything.
But to quote RK Outpost and i.e. Ryan Kennel, speaking of games, at number 4 of the top 10 anticipated games for 2023, which is what we were doing to begin with, at number 4 is Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, we hope it's a good one.
Which is coming out. By the way, I forgot earlier. March 3rd is Wulong Fallen Destiny for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X, and the Switch. But Jedi Survivor coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and PC. No Xbox One or PS4 apparently on March 17th. So, yeah, that's at number 4, which is why Hogwarts Legacy is at number 5. But the reason that Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is at number 4 is because there's a port from PC.
You mean Survivor, not Fallen Order, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor is at number 4 because there's 2 massive games still to talk about, which we'll get to at number 1 and number 2. And number 3, which is a port over from PC to console that the 3 of us are going to have to fucking play together. But before we talk about those, Nord, your thoughts on Jedi Survivor?
Yeah, they have a really good opportunity here to keep on building on what was a good game.
Yeah, but I
really
do
hope
also
that they
have
maintain...
my concerns because Disney does still own Star Wars.
Yeah, there's always that. Star Wars is dead to the original fan base. It's dead.
Yeah.
Okay, but for what it's worth, on the gaming merits, Fallen Order was a good game.
Yeah, this is the only bright spot in Star Wars is what Respawn is doing with it.
Yeah, and basically, they have a good opportunity here to keep on building on what was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they maintain the self-respect. They maintain a continuous storyline.
And these concerns is also why it's only at number 4 and not like number 3 as well.
Sure, I mean, the reason it's lesser rated in our minds is because Star Wars itself is like
basically dead.
Along with, it's got less limbs than Anakin Skywalker.
Which also reminds me, Star Wars Celebration apparently is still a thing, and it's going to be in Europe this year. So Disney is still celebrating the fact that they've destroyed Star Wars, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Apparently, I guess that's in April or something. But as it is. Joshy, any thoughts on Jedi Survivor before we get to number 3?
Can't wait for that to come out too, because I still need to pass the first one though. Like I got to like a certain boss, and I couldn't even pass that boss.
Have a good one,
I
Killson.
did-
You're saying?
Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, it's a good game. I like it though.
Mm-hmm. On that
Can't wait
note,
for the second one.
yeah, at number 3, Valheim is coming to Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one we're gonna have to fucking play and try to survive in and build a shelter for ourselves in together. Okay.
Yeah, this one is so much. I mean, it was so much fun to just watch people play this.
Yeah,
One.
shout out to X-Ray Girl for streaming it on her channel, which she was the one that convinced me to buy it on Steam at the time. So, shout out to X-Ray Girl.
Yeah, I really hope that Valheim continues to be a well-played game.
And it was also entertaining as hell to watch Lethal Lightning try to roast a leg for dinner in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was playing it with Moza and somebody else, watching the three of them was like watching the Three Stooges try to survive, which is akin to what I think it would be like for people to watch us try to play this together. Just Desert Nord pushing Joshy across a field on like a sled or something when they're supposed to be going to find firewood for the fucking fire. Anyway. But yeah, Valheim is at number 3. Joshy, anything you want to add about Valheim?
I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure.
Well, then you're still living under the rock that you sleep under.
Yep.
Okay. Valheim, did I write? Yeah, it's coming to Xbox Series X and Xbox One, and the full release to PC as well, or it is on PC. There's no confirmed release date for console yet, though. But at number 2, we got a. Do we have a confirmed release date for this? Yes, we do. Okay. Coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch, yes, we have one Nintendo game on the top 10 list. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom coming to the Nintendo Switch on May 12th of this year. So hopefully I'll be out in Arizona by the time this comes out. So, which means I'll probably miss the release to a point, but eventually I will get around to getting it and playing it at some point in the future. Nord?
Yeah, this one is a really highly anticipated one. Since Breath
It's
of the Wild
number 2 for me.
game.
So
Breath of the Wild was a landmark game. Now, a lot of longtime Zelda fans will say, "Oh, well, that was barely a Zelda game. It was very different than a Zelda game. That it was barely a Zelda game."
that's also true. Yeah.
That was what the critics said.
Yeah.
Now, what the fans would say, "Oh, well, this was like the best Zelda game that was ever made."
That's also true.
Or at least very highly up there. Breath of the Wild was. Mm-hmm. So, Tears of the Kingdom should be in the same vein, sort of a sequel. Hopefully it is good. And I really imagine it would be just another nice addition and a nice build off of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Joshy, anything
I have to imagine it'll be quite successful.
I hope so too. Joshy, anything you want to add about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom?
I'm really a Zelda person.
Well, then we can just skip asking you if you want.
Yeah, because from the last one, I haven't tried the last one though, but from like what I see people do, it's just like this open world, yeah, but it seemed like it was an empty open world. Like, I don't know.
To a point, yeah. But the biggest issue was the weapons would break so goddamn fast. too. So
Yeah, the the difficulty was pretty high on getting used to that one
yeah,
for a lot of people. I mean, it was merciless, merciless in terms of
it was
the
basically
struggle.
Nintendo's equivalent of From Software because of the challenge of trying to get used to it. Is what it came down to.
Like if you were ever going to make a Zelda game that was approaching the Dark Souls game, pretty much what that was.
Yeah, that was Breath of the Wild. But number one for me, my number one anticipated game. So, Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
You were asking about it earlier, Joshy.
I know.
Well, here it is.
Yep.
Starfield has no release date, but it's coming to Xbox Series X and PC. So, on the other side of that coin, along with Starfield being number one, Starfield also bleeds into the other information of the Xbox Bethesda Showcase Stream event, which has been lately advertised on the homepage for the Xbox up until recently, apparently. That's apparently going to be done on January 25th, so this Wednesday.
Yep.
What
Those online fans are quite excited for it because they will be announcing the next expansion
as well.
Online.
But I'm more interested in if they actually give us a goddamn fucking release date for fucking Starfield, for the fucking sake.
Yeah. And the thing I would say about Starfield is that while it is absolutely the most anticipated game of the year without any real candidates to challenge it,
Yeah.
I do hope that they make it sort of like Mass Effect, but not exactly. I hope they make it kind of in the same vein as Mass Effect.
I hope that it is akin to some aspects of Fallout 4, which is what some of us are expecting. So, part Fallout, part Elder Scrolls, and what was the game that you were talking about, bro?
I said Mass Effect.
And part Mass Effect. Those three games rolled into one. So, basically the trying to build your romance option or relationships akin to a combination of how it worked in Fallout with like getting a notification that the companion that you're traveling with disliked you doing whatever it is that you just did, for example. So, for example,
we want the. We want
just walking around this spaceship naked, your companion liked that. Okay, cool.
We want the thematic elements and the sort of like setting of a Mass Effect style, but we want the sort of like the variability of Fallout, the replayability of Fallout,
and
the lore depth of Elder Scrolls.
The lore depth and the RPG elements of the Elder Scrolls meeting Fallout, and the universe building side of Mass Effect and exploring of Mass Effect to a point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the exploration, absolutely, that aspect of Mass Effect.
Which according to any interview with Todd Howard, the exploration is supposed to be there. So he said all the right things. We'll just see what they do with all the right things when the game comes out. But I'm highly interested because it is supposed to be Elder Scrolls Fallout flavored thing in space. So we'll see.
Yep. I hope it is.
But also on that note, other things to maybe expect from this Wednesday from the Xbox Bethesda business. Whatever. Well, obviously the future of Elder Scrolls Online, obviously, like you were talking about.
Yep.
And also what the other Bethesda studios are supposed to be working on as well too. So there's that. Like potentially id Software, Arcane is supposed to be doing something. Because aren't they doing like Redfall or something?
Yeah. Mhm.
So we still need more information on Redfall too, even though I'm not really that interested in it. Unless it piques my interest for the sake of playing online with you guys, that'd be the only reason to care about it, potentially. But on that note, anything else you guys have? Oh, there is a couple honorable mentions here for games to pay attention to. Alan Wake 2. No actual release date for, but coming to PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. And Hollow Knight, Silk Song, coming to Switch, PS4, PS5, Series consoles, Xbox One, and PC. Yeah. Because those are games that I'm kind of casually interested in, but not enough to put them in the top 10 list, though. And apparently 49ers beat the Cowboys 19-12, so it was not a high-scoring game whatsoever.
It was relatively even, but they have triumphed.
But the Niners move on to play the Eagles, the top two teams in the NFC then.
And arguably the league. But we'll see.
Yeah, and the Bengals won earlier too, which I know none of this has to do with baseball, but it's just worth mentioning. The Bengals won earlier over the Bills in a very clean called game by the referees, I might add, which I was completely fucking stunned by. So the Bengals play
The
Chiefs, that's right, and the Niners and Cowboys. So arguably the four best teams in the NFL are.
No, you mean the Niners and the Eagles. The Cowboys are out now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. The Niners and the Eagles, versus, and then the Chiefs versus the Bengals.
Yeah, so arguably the four best teams in the NFL.
Yeah, it is, certainly.
So the NFL is as it should be at this time.
Yep, and I think aside from me or saying that 49ers have the edge and are the favorite, they still are, but it's really a close match between all four of them. Anybody could do this. Anybody could win the whole thing.
Yeah, but we'll get more into that on Tuesday.
With a slight favorite in my mind of the Niners.
Yeah, but we'll get more into that on Tuesday and actually go over all of the games from the division round and then preview the conference championships and what we think and everything that comes with that on Tuesday for Bench Clearing Brouhaha on the second channel. So, but in gaming related business, Joshy, do you have anything you want to bring up that you've noticed or anything like that we haven't talked about earlier?
Nada.
Nord, anything you got?
No, I just wanted to say that I am excited for whatever they're gonna announce on the 25th here, on Wednesday.
Like I said,
I hope that it's something. As far as Elder Scrolls Online goes, I do hope that it's something more than just like, oh hey everybody, we got a new DLC. Like I hope it's a little bit more than just that.
I know it's not going to happen. At least I don't expect it. But what if it is a new expansion, but it's a one that nobody expects, like going to explore the eastern shores of Akavir or something?
Well, yeah, okay. See, if they added Akavir, that would be like that would just be absolutely massive.
Yeah.
That's the other continent on the other side of Nerd.
Yeah, which we know like basically nothing about, other than wild speculation and lore.
The lore over there has been explored, but only in like
books and shit within
Yeah,
games.
the Elder Scrolls like lore books.
Yeah.
Not really in any gameplay or any stories hashed out or any real heroes, characters, or anything.
Yeah.
We don't know much of really anything.
Yeah.
Especially about how they would work all that out and how it would relate to Tamriel or any of that.
Yeah, otherwise, the one thing that occupies my mind is having a fucking release date for Starfield.
Yeah.
Because it's last we were told, supposed to be coming first half of this year, 2023. It's January 22nd, folks. So if it's coming in the first quarter, I'm pretty sure the first quarter ends in March. It's like about 2 months from now, give or take.
Well,
Maybe even less than 2 months from now.
I mean, if I were being a stickler about things, I could say they could do map stacking, they could do flying mounts, they could do a lot of different changes in Elder Scrolls Online. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But that's just me, and that's just very specific stuff.
Yeah.
That I don't expect, but I would be surprised pleasantly if they did.
Yeah. Otherwise, we talked about Frost. We talked about Sessler. I guess we might as well bring up what we're going to be up to because there isn't anything else to bring up at this point. So, Nord, what are you going to be up after this? Because
Yep.
I know that it's not really even bringing up
ordinary.
what we've been playing lately. Because you, it's Elder Scrolls Online. Josh, it's fucking Call of Duty. We all know that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is kind of just our regular thing. We all have a mainstay. It just is what it is.
Yeah, for me, for like the last day or so, it's been Madden because the NFL playoffs yesterday and today, football's been on my mind. So, and before that, I was just messing around with Skyrim with my own personal character, which as I don't know if I said this before, but I took several quizzes to try to figure out what race I should be in the Elder Scrolls universe based on, I guess, some stupid quizzes on the internet and not based on any form of reality. I took like at least 10 different quizzes on 10 different sites. All but 2 of them said the same thing. Altmer. High elf for me. The 2 outliers, one was a Nord and the other was Redguard.
Yeah, Redguard's a really rare one for people to play, at least in ESO anyway.
Yeah. And apparently, with the kind of mods that I have in Skyrim, apparently Redguards have unlimited stamina for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I can sprint forever if I want. Not going to run out of stamina. I can sprint all the way from Riften, seemingly all the way to Solitude.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the race-based quest of defeat more than 3 enemies in any battle like 10 times or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I've been playing as an Altmer because apparently reasons. But as it is, that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been playing. Tomorrow I'm going to try to go live on Twitch because I've been meaning to do that. I was supposed to do that right after the God of War stream recently, but I was too tired. And also a couple of games decided to update when I was about to go live. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going live right now on the Series X at that time. And you guys know how I feel about streaming when I know something is updating. And Kittle is celebrating with the fans, running around the stadium like a child in a toy store right now. Just slapping everyone's hands. Which I understand. Which I understand because they're going to the AFC or NFC Championship game next weekend. Or next Sunday, rather, but still. Tomorrow, let's see. What do I got installed here? Tomorrow's Monday, so probably going to be Mass Effect, or I've been meaning to start playing Medieval Dynasty for the first time, too. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, which one of those 2 you'd rather see me stream tomorrow at some point. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, i.e. Mass Effect 3 and trying to get through that, or Medieval Dynasty. What do you guys think I should do for a stream on Twitch tomorrow between those two? Josh?
Dynasty might be interesting.
I'd say Dynasty.
Dynasty?
Yeah.
And what'd you say, bro?
Yeah, no, I said Dynasty might be interesting.
Well, that's 2 votes for Dynasty. But you guys down below in the comments, for those of you that will be watching this later, let me know between Mass Effect and Medieval Dynasty, which one you want to see me play tomorrow on Twitch. I will check the comments of this before I do anything tomorrow. So, on that note, are you going to be playing anything or doing anything in particular after this, bro?
Yep. I'm going to be getting on ESO. I got to do PvP and stuff like that.
You heard it here first, folks. Desert Nord has the PP on Elder Scrolls Online.
no, it's after player versus player.
I know.
It's
a joke, you idiot.
I know. I'm just saying. People might not understand your humor here.
Some people understand my humor by now, at least some. One of which is the next person I'm about to ask what he's going to be up to or whatever after this, and that's Joshy.
Play a little bit more Call of Duty and then basically go to bed. I got to work tomorrow.
I did ask yet. What are you going to be up to after this?
A little more Call of Duty. And basically after that.
So Joshy's going to answer his Call of Duty, and Desert Nord's going to PP on ESO. Got it. One of you is going number 1, the other's going number 2. Got it. Yeah. Welcome to the underground, folks. When the low-hanging fruit, we will pick up off the ground if we have to, and no joke is too lowbrow for us, seemingly. On that note, enjoy whatever games you're playing, and remember, welcome to one of the Rebellion. Fuck Naughty Dog. Raylos are weird. Fuck Disney Star Wars. And hopefully we get information about Starfield soon. We will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on Twitch. And Nord and I will see you guys on Tuesday for Bench Clear and Brouhaha on the second channel. Right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you guys next Sunday right here to discuss the Bethesda Xbox thing from Wednesday. So stay tuned for that next Sunday night. We'll see you guys then. Good night, guys.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.